All right, so let's find our comfortable seat. We'll begin rubbing the palms of our hands together, bringing focus and energy into the palms. And then take the fingertips and gently brush them across the forehead, temples, and cheeks, brushing away any worries or expectations. Bring the fingertips to the eyes, palms to the cheeks, turning your attention inward. And take a couple of deep cleansing breaths. When you're ready, you can float your hands down, extending the spine up tall, shoulders back and down. Lift the heart with each inhaling breath. Sitting bones sink toward the earth with each exhale. We'll tune in with 3 ohms. Feel free to join in or just absorb the vibrations. Take another deep breath in. Oh. 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 Take a moment to absorb the vibrations of the mantra as it connects us all as one. Allow yourself to settle here this Saturday morning and set an intention for your practice, something you'd like to nurture or cultivate within yourself. Bringing your awareness back to the breath, allow the belly to soften and expand. And as you exhale, draw the belly toward the back. Follow your body's rhythm, expanding on the inhale, contracting on the exhale. With your next inhaling breath, expand the belly and open the ribs, reaching them out to the side. And as you exhale, contract the belly and relax the ribs. Follow your body's rhythm, expanding and opening, contracting and relaxing. With your next inhaling breath, expand the belly, Open the ribs and lift the chest, creating space for your heart. And as you exhale, contract, relax, and lower. Continue this full deep breath, expanding your lungs in all directions with each inhale. Completely releasing the breath with each exhale. Continuing this full deep breath, we'll move into the 4-part or square breath, where we'll increase the pause between the inhale and the exhale. So let's begin with the count of 4, since we're already engaged in some deeper breathing. And we'll inhale for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, exhale for a count of 4, and hold for a count of 4. So you kind of imagine that as a box. If you'd like, you're welcome to use your hand as well. So taking a full deep breath in and out. Let's inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. And return to your natural breath. Taking a moment to notice any changes you feel in your mind or body. Remembering that our breath is always with us to help find those moments of peace and calm. Bring your awareness to your right hand. Allow the tips of the thumb and pointer finger to come together. And bring those fingertips to your heart center. Turning your attention deeper inward toward your heart. Looking within for your inner light and your inner joy. As you find that connection with the light within you, allow its warm glow to flow on the breath throughout your entire body. As you find that connection with your inner joy, allow it to radiate up onto your face in a smile. And breathe it out into the space around you. As we continue our practice, allow your light and joy to flow through each breath and movement, honoring all that you are in each moment. When you're ready, you can float your hand down, gently open your eyes, If you'd like to change positions or switch your legs, please go ahead and do that now. And with your next inhaling breath, let's scrunch our shoulders up by our ears. And exhale, press the shoulders back and down. Inhale, lift and squeeze. Exhale, back and down. Inhale, lift and squeeze. Exhale, back and down. Bring the hands in front of the chest, palms facing down, tucking the shoulder blades back and down, strengthening the muscles around the scapula. And let's press the elbows back toward each other, lifting the heart, gently squeezing the center of the shoulder blades together, wringing out any tension. Then we'll open the arms wide, turning the palms up, lift the heart a little more, draw the shoulder blades down toward each other, pressing through the palms. And then bringing the arms in front, let's cross the right over the left, bending at the elbows, hands back to back, or left hand around the right wrist, or hands at the shoulders. Elbows up to shoulder height, dropping the shoulders away from the ears. Breathing into the upper back, gently squeezing the arms together or pushing the elbows away. Lengthening the back of the neck by drawing the chin gently toward the throat, softening the jaw. Gently lowering and lifting the arms if that feels okay. Extending that stretch around the shoulders. And with your next inhaling breath, gently lift the elbows a little higher if that feels okay, arching the upper back. And as you exhale, rounding, drop the chin, round the spine, be careful of the low back. With the next inhale, coming back to center. To release the hands, extend the right arm out. I'm sorry, left arm out, no, that was right, the first side. Right arm out across the body, pulling the arm across with the left hand. Got myself all mixed up there. Spreading the fingers wide of the right hand. And then if it feels okay, turning the chin over the right shoulder. Bringing the chin back to the center. To release the arm, open wide, pressing through the palms, tucking those shoulder blades down, opening the heart, breathing into it. Allowing yourself to be present for yourself in this moment. And we'll bring the arms in front, crossing the left over the right, bending at the elbows, hands back to back, or right hand around the left wrist. Elbows up to shoulder height, dropping the shoulders away from the ears. Gently squeezing the arms together or pushing the elbows away as you breathe into the upper back. Lengthening the neck, chin gently draws toward the throat, jaw softens. And then we'll gently lower and lift the elbows as that feels okay. And with your next inhale, if it's okay for your body, you can lift the elbows a little higher, gently arching. And as you exhale, round, dropping the chin, rounding the spine, letting the weight of the arms open the back, but being careful of the low back. And with your next inhale, coming back to the center, we'll release the hands, extend the left arm across the body, right hand to the upper arm. Fingertips of the left hand extended out, gently pulling that arm across. And then if it feels okay for your neck, turning your chin over the left shoulder. Chin back to the center, releasing the arm, opening wide. And then we'll soften those shoulders and make some circles with our wrists. And reverse. Then we'll bring the hands to the heart, interlacing the fingers. Let's press the palms out in front. Roll the shoulders forward, round the spine, drop the chin. With your next inhale, lift the palms up over the head, gently arching. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. With your next exhale, drop the chin toward the chest, leaving the palms in the air, softening the elbows. Let's roll the upper corners of the shoulder blades toward each other, wringing out any tension. Again, softening the jaw and letting the chin drop a little closer toward the chest if that feels okay. Then listening to your elbows and shoulders, if it feels okay, pressing the palms up toward the sky. And with your next inhale, lift the chin. And as you exhale, float the hands down. Let's bring the left knee to meet the right, into our mermaid position. You can have the knees closer together if that feels okay, or if you want a little bit of a wider stance, if that feels more supportive. You can also add a blanket or bolster underneath one of the legs, however feels supportive for you so that you can feel balanced. We'll inhale the hands up behind the head, interlacing the fingers. And as you exhale, bring that left elbow toward the ankles, opening the right side of the body. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach. Drop the right hip, lifting the heart. Hold and breathe as the right elbow reaches up toward the sky. And with your next inhale, lift up tall. As you exhale, we'll float the hands down, left hand to the right knee, right hand behind the right hip. Face forward, deep breath in. And as we exhale, let's twist toward the right. Head comes around left. Lifting the heart with the inhale, gently twisting through the exhale. And with the next inhale, come back to the center and let the breath go. Let's go ahead and spread that left knee out a little bit further, creating a little bit more of a V between the knees. If you're not there already, we'll bring the hands in front and we'll just gently come forward, paying attention to your hips, lowering down just as far as feels okay. Softening Mostly outer hip of the right hip or right leg, and then the inner groin of the left. And then coming down just as far as it feels okay. You can stay with your head up. You could even bring a block underneath your head or bringing your forehead down to the back of the hands. Just trying to let go, softening anywhere you feel tightness or tension, sending the breath there. Letting the earth support the weight of your body. If you find yourself sort of holding on or clenching somewhere, see if you can soften around the edges of it as you encourage your body to gently let go. Let's gently press into the hands, walking the torso back up. And let's switch our legs. So the feet will be to the right, knees will be to the left. Again, you can have those knees together or farther apart, and you can use blanket or blocks to support feeling more balanced. When you're ready, inhale the hands behind the head, interlacing the fingers. As you exhale, bring the right elbow toward the ankles, opening the left side of the body. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach. Inhale, lift. And exhale, reach. Hold and breathe, dropping the left hip toward the mat, lifting the left elbow toward the sky as you breathe into the side of the body. With your next inhaling breath, lift up tall. And as you exhale, float the hands down, right hand to the left knee, left hand behind the hip. Inhale, facing forward, take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, gently twist toward the left, head comes around left. Hold and breathe. Lifting and twisting gently. And with your next inhale, come back to the center and let the breath go. Again, we'll spread the knees a little wider, making a V with the legs, the upper legs. Bringing the hands in front, gently beginning to fold over just as far as feels okay. Stopping when you feel that tightness or tension, softening around it, staying there, or if it feels okay, coming down a little lower, or using blocks or bolsters or blankets for support. Allowing the muscles around the hips to soften and release. Releasing the weight of the body to the earth. You might even notice where in your shoulders or jaw you're also holding on. And perhaps you can soften a little more. And we'll gently press into the hands, walking back toward the body as we lift the torso. And let's bring the legs back to a cross-legged. Bringing the hands to the knees. Let's make some big circles with the torso. Reaching those ribs out to the sides. Opening through the hips and the low back. And the next time you're in the center, you can reverse the circles. And then coming back to the center. Let's come forward onto our hands and knees. Taking off socks if you still have those on. Do a little bit of cat-cow, and then we'll come up for some sun salutations. So softening the elbows, head extends out from the spine, shoulder blades tuck down the back. Belly muscles draw up toward the back, engaging those deep transverse abdominis muscles. Take a breath in and out. With your next inhale, lift the tailbone, drop the spine, lift the chin. Exhale, tuck the tailbone around the spine, drop the chin. Inhale, lifting, spine follows. Exhale, rounding. Follow your breath. And with your next inhale, coming back to the center, softening the elbows. With your next inhale, let's lift the right leg out to the side, right knee, wrap it around to the back. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale, lift, wrap, and lower. Twice more. Lift, wrap, lower. Lift, wrap, and lower. Reaching that right leg out behind you, lifting the heart. We'll keep the hands on the floor for now. Really thinking about dropping that right hip. Elbows stay soft. Shoulder blades tucking down the back. And using the glutes and the low back to lift the leg as high as feels okay. And with your next exhale, rounding the spine, drawing the knee in toward the chest. And then lowering that knee down. Softening the elbows. Taking a breath in and out. We'll begin with the left knee. Inhaling the knee out to the side. Wrapping it around to the back. And lowering down with the exhale. Inhale, lift, wrap, and lower. Twice more. Lift, wrap, and lower. Lift, wrap, and lower. Then reaching that left leg out behind us. Elbows stay soft. Drop the left hip slightly so it's parallel. Both hips are parallel to the mat. Lift the heart and tuck the shoulder blades down the back. If it feels okay, engaging the glutes and the low back to lift the leg a little higher. And with your next exhale, round the spine, drawing the knee in toward the chest. And then lowering the knee down. We'll tuck the toes under, press the hips up and back, downward dog. Soften the knees, press back through the hips. Head drops between the arms with the chin gently away from the chest. Allow the heels to drop down as close as feels comfortable toward the mat. Pressing into the palms of the hands and the balls of the feet as you lift up through the sitting bones. And looking up toward our hands, you can walk or jump your feet up toward the hands. Softening the knees, inhale, sweep the arms out and up, palms together over the head, and exhale, hands to the heart. So we'll come to the end of our mat as we work with sun salutations this morning. We'll start with the basic sun salutation and then we'll throw in some fun variations. Listening to your body, doing what feels right for you today. So feet hip width apart. Let's find our strong mountain pose to begin. Shoulders are back and down. Belly muscles engaged. Knees are soft. Lift the toes and spread them wide as you lower them down. Rooting into the feet, lifting up through the crown of the head. Finding your center, your strong mountain pose. So your next inhale, bring the hands to the heart. Exhale, dropping the arms down. And inhale, lifting the arms over the head, gently arching. Exhale, soften the knees, flat back, fold forward. Hands landing on either side of the feet, bending the knees as much as you need to. Inhale, stepping back with the right leg, lengthening the spine. Exhale the left foot back, lowering the hips into plank or dropping the knees down. With your exhale, you can either tuck the elbows, lowering the head and chest, or you can drop back to the hips and then slide through on the belly. As you come to your next inhaling breath, lift into a gentle cobra, shoulders are back and down. Tuck the toes under, press the hips up and back, downward dog. Inhale, kicking the right leg up behind us. Exhale, swinging it through up toward the hands. Lengthen the spine with your inhale. Exhale the left foot forward. Inhale the arms up. And exhale, hands to the heart. Take a breath in and out. And we'll do the other side. Exhale the arms down. Inhale the arms up and back, gently arching. Exhale, fold forward, flat back, hands on either side of the leg. Inhale the left leg back into a lunge, nice long spine. Exhale the right, lowering the hips into plank, shoulders back and down, head extends out, dropping the knees as you need to. Then either knees down, hips to the heels, pressing through, or tucking in the elbows, lowering into Chaturanga Dandasana. As you come to your next inhale, lift the head and chest into a gentle cobra. Exhale, lower the head and chest, tuck the toes under, press the hips up and back, downward dog. Inhale, kick the left leg up behind us. Exhale, swing it through. Take a breath in. And exhale the right foot forward. Inhale, sweeping the arms out and up, palms together. Exhale, hands to the heart. Take a breath in and out. Another breath in. Exhale, dropping the arms. Inhale, lifting the arms over the head. Exhale, fold forward, flat back. This time, inhale, lift halfway and hold and breathe, softening the knees, pressing the hips out behind us. Nice long spine. With your next exhaling breath, fold over as far as feels okay. Hold and breathe. With your next inhaling breath, let's step back with the right leg. Hands onto the mat. You can also have blocks under the hands here to help that be more accessible. Let's think about pressing the right hip forward, left hip back, and dropping the right hip down without bringing the knee further over the toes. Reaching back through the right heel. Then pressing back through the left hip. If it feels okay, see if you can come bringing the hands on the knee. You can also have that right knee down to help that be more accessible and stable. You can stay here, or if it feels okay, bringing the elbows out to cactus or arms over the head. Softening the shoulders, lifting the heart. And we'll float the hands down, dropping that right knee back to the mat. Place the right hand on the mat or block left hand on the left knee, turning the torso to face the thigh. Soften through the front of the right hip. And if it feels okay, sweep the left arm up. And let's drop that left arm back toward the right leg. And if it feels okay, you can bend the right leg, taking hold of the foot. You could also use a strap to take hold of the foot instead, if that feels okay. Softening through the front of the right hip, drawing the heel as close toward the hip as feels comfortable, feeling the front of the right leg softening. And then we'll release the leg, bringing that left hand back to the mat. Let's tuck the toes of the right foot under and press the left hip back, just as far as feels okay, lengthening through the spine. And then let's gently step back with the left foot, lowering the hips into plank. Let's hold and breathe, tucking the shoulders back and down. Head extends out, belly draws up, bringing the knees down here to help this be more accessible, or also coming onto forearms if this feels like too much for your wrists today. And bringing the knees down, let's bring the hips back to the heels. And with your next inhale, let's slide through onto the belly. Pressing the pelvic bone down into the mat. Lift the head and chest into cobra, tucking the shoulders back and down. And if it feels okay, you can either lift the hands off of the mat as you hold and breathe, or pressing the top of the feet into the mat, lift up into upward dog. With your next exhale, lowering down, tucking the toes under, pressing the hips up and back, downward dog. Softening the knees, reaching back through the hips, rolling the shoulder blades back toward each other, softening through the heels, softening through the back of the neck. Breathing into the belly. Shifting your weight lightly to the left foot, let's lift the right leg up behind us, reaching through the heel. Left heel rooting toward the floor, right heel reaching up toward the sky. Can stay here, or if it feels okay, bend the knee and lift the right hip over the left, stacking them on top of each other. Right foot kind of comes behind you. Coming back to the hips parallel to the mat. Let's swing that right leg through. And exhale the left. Inhale, sweeping arms out and up. And exhale, hands to the heart. Taking a breath in and out and adjusting as needed. All right, coming back to the heart, mountain pose. Deep breath in. Exhale, dropping the hands down. Inhale, sweeping the arms up, gently arching. Exhale, fold forward, flat back, hands on either side of the feet. Inhale, lift halfway, hold and breathe. Soft knees reaching back through the hips, lengthening through the spine. As you come to your next exhale, fold over. Hold and breathe. Bringing the hands on either side of the feet. With your next inhale, step back with your left leg. Toes are tucked under. Right knee is stacked over the right ankle. Can bring that left knee down if that feels better in this moment. Otherwise, leave it in the air. Pressing the right hip back, left hip forward. We'll gently soften through the front of the left hip, keeping that right knee stacked over the ankle. So we're just dropping the left hip down instead of leaning forward into the knee. Again, having blocks under the hands can help this feel more accessible as well. Pressing back a little with the right hip, we'll root into the right foot. Stay here, or if it feels okay, bringing the hand to the knee. And again, the left knee can be on the mat as well. Lifting the heart, shoulders are back and down. Stay here, or if it feels okay, bring the elbows out to cactus or arms over the head. And let's float the hands down, dropping that left knee down if it's not already, uncurling the toes. Planting the right hand on the mat or a block. Nope, left hand, sorry, on the mat or a block. Right hand comes to the right knee, turning the torso to face the thigh, lengthening through the spine. Soften gently through the front of the right hip. Stay here, or if it feels okay, sweep the right arm up toward the sky. Tucking that shoulder blade down. Then dropping the right arm back toward the left leg. You could use a strap if you wanted. You could just stay here, or if it feels okay to bend the leg, taking hold of the ankle or foot, drawing that foot toward the hip as much as feels comfortable, stretching through the front of the left leg. Keeping the spine nice and long. Shoulder blades are tucked down the back. Paying attention to where the right knee is, not going past the toes. And then we'll release that left leg. Bring the right hand back to the mat. Tuck the toes of the left foot under. And let's lift that right hip, pressing back, lengthening through the spine. I noticed my right hip was kind of swung out to the side. So if you notice that as well, see if you can tuck it back underneath, keeping it in alignment with the rest of the leg. And then we'll gently step back with the right foot, lowering the hips into plank. Again, knees can come onto the mat or forearms as well. We'll bring the knees down, hips to the heels. Resting here for a moment. Take a breath or two in and out. And with your next inhale, sliding forward onto the belly, lifting the head and chest into cobra or upward dog, whatever feels right for your body today. Knees down, lowering the head and chest down, tucking the toes under and pressing the hips up and back into downward dog. Softening the knees, pressing back through the hips, rolling the shoulder blades back toward each other. Heels floating toward the mat as far as feels okay. Lengthening through the back of the neck. Rooting through the palms of the hands and the balls of the feet. Lifting through the hips. We'll shift our weight lightly to the right foot and inhale, reaching the left leg up behind us. Letting the right heel float down, reaching up through the left heel. If it feels okay, you can bend the knee, stacking the left hip over the right. Coming back to the center, we'll inhale the left foot forward, up by the hands. Exhale the right. Inhale, lifting the arms up over the head. And exhale, hands to the heart. And take a deep breath in and out. Let's work with dancer as a balance pose today. And I just realized I forgot my strap. So if you would like to use a strap for dancer, you can bring the strap underneath the arch of the foot, cross it in front of the ankles and then behind the calf, taking hold of it there. Also, if you would like to use a wall for support, you'll want to have the wall in front of you about an arm's length away. Pardon me while I get a drink. All right. So if you, I didn't say right foot, but if you have it on the left foot, that's fine. Do whatever, but otherwise we'll start with the right foot. Spine tall, shoulders back and down, soften the knees, belly strong. Lift the toes, spread them wide as you lower them down. Rooting into the feet, lifting to the crown of the head. Finding a focus spot for your gaze, we'll shift the weight to the left leg. If you're using the wall, you can bring that left hand out, put the hand on the wall. We'll bend the right leg behind us, either holding it with the strap or taking hold of the ankle or foot, either on the outside or on the inside. Doing it on the inside helps to open up the front of the shoulder a little more if that's what you need today. Dropping that right knee down toward the mat, it helps the right hip to drop down as well. And gently begin to push the foot into the hand or strap. The left hand can stay on the wall, or if it feels okay, can come up by the ear. And then as it feels okay, you can begin lifting the leg behind you, bringing the torso forward, finding a steady place. And once you find that steady place, if it feels okay, you can push the foot into the hand a little bit more. Really dropping that right hip down. And when you're ready, gently lowering down. And taking out that left leg. I used to do dancer all the time, and I could hold it longer. And I was like, I haven't done it in a while. So it's one of my favorite poses. So I don't know why I haven't done it in a while. All right, bringing our balance on both feet. If you're using a strap, go ahead and under the left foot, crossing in front, and then holding onto the strap behind. Shoulders back and down, belly strong, knees soft. Lift the toes, spread them wide as you lower them down. Shifting our weight to the right leg, finding a focus spot for our gaze. Again, if you're using the wall, bringing the hand to the wall in front. Bending the left leg, either pulling the strap up or taking hold of the ankle or foot, either on the outside or again on the inside, opening the chest a little bit more. Keeping the hand on the wall or bringing the arm up by the ear. Drop the left hip and knee down toward the mat. And when it feels okay, begin pushing the left foot into the hand or strap. Gently tilting the torso forward slightly. When you find a steady place, push the foot a little more into the hand or strap if that feels okay. Listening to your body. When you're ready, gently lowering down, shaking out those legs. And let's do just a little gentle twist or floppy twist. And releasing through the low back after it was doing all that work of lifting. And then we'll come back to the center. And let's spread our legs nice and wide. Turning the feet out a little bit so the toes are pointing toward the front corners of the long end of the mat. Bring our hands to the crease of the hip. And then we'll bend the knees, dropping down like we're sitting down on a horse. So dropping those hips, knees pointing out toward the toes. Rooting into the feet. Can stay here, or you could bring the hands to the heart, or you could bend the elbows, palms turned up, coming into the goddess Stupa pose. You could stay here or lift one heel and then the other, rooting through the balls of the feet. Or if it feels accessible, you can also lift both heels. Notice the shoulders. If they want to slide up, help them slide back down the back. Can drop the hips a little more if it feels okay. This is the pose of Durga. If you want to, or not Durga, my apologies, Kali. So bringing in that Kali strength and energy. When you're ready, lowering the heels. Let's bring the hands to the knees with the fingers pointing down. Dropping those hips a little more. If that feels okay, you can rock a little from side to side. Or if it feels okay, you could drop the right shoulder down, vision toward the left knee, dropping the hips a little bit more. Coming back to the center. Dropping the left hip down, shoulder down. And then back to the center and lengthening the legs up. Bring your feet back to face the long end of the mat. Let's inhale the arms up over the head. Exhale, swan dive, hips out behind us, dropping the hands underneath the shoulders. Soften the knees, press into the feet, lifting up through both hips, lengthening through the spine. Let's bring the left hand under our line of vision. And with your next inhale, sweep the right arm up toward the sky, tucking the shoulder blades down, twisting through the ribs. We'll float that right hand back down. And with your next inhale, right hand under the line of vision. Inhale, sweep the left arm up toward the sky. Knees are soft, spine is long. And floating the hand back down. Let's walk the feet closer toward each other, stopping just outside of hip width apart. Bending the knees, dropping the hips, coming into Malasana squat. You could come into a high squat, pressing into the feet, hips out behind us, hands to the heart. Or adding a block between the heels, in the center behind the heels. Sorry, lost my words. Dropping the hips down to the block. Or you can also drop the hips down toward the heels, pressing the elbows or upper arms into the knees or thighs, or coming all the way down to the mat, walking the feet out a little further, elbows into the thighs as you lengthen the spine. And when you're ready, coming back down to a cross-legged position. Let's extend the right leg out, having the left leg in toward the groin. We'll work with Janusirasana, alternate leg stretch, a couple of variations. We'll start with our hands toward on either side of the right leg, torso facing that right leg. Flexing the left foot, lifting the spine. If you'd like to use a strap, go ahead and wrap the strap around the arch of the foot and hold here. Lengthening the spine. With your exhale, gently begin to tilt forward, hinging at the hips, softening through the back of the leg. You can draw that kneecap up in the thigh to help release the hamstrings. Lengthening the spine, softening down. Right heel reaches away, right hip presses back. With your next inhale, lift up tall. We'll turn to face the left leg, bringing the right hand to the knee, lengthening through the spine. Inhale the left arm up by the ear. And as you exhale, bring that right shoulder toward the leg, just as far as feels okay. Heart is lifted, torso stays facing the wall, reaching through the fingertips, or if it doesn't feel good for your shoulder, you could bring the hands to the low back instead. With your next inhale, lift up tall. We'll bring that left hand to the mat. Right arm extends out over the right leg, coming into crescent as a counter pose. You could keep the hips on the floor, bringing that right arm over the ear, or come up onto the hand and knee. Right foot rooting and right hand reaching. And with your next inhale, lowering down. And we'll switch our legs. So the left leg extends out, right foot in toward the groin. And take a breath and soften those shoulders down. Then we'll turn the torso to face the left leg. Hands can be on either side of the leg or using a strap around the arch of the foot. Lengthen the spine, reach through the heel. And as you exhale, hinging at the hips, gently coming forward. Lengthening through the spine, softening through the low back and the back of the leg. And with your next inhale, we'll lift the spine up tall, turning to face the right leg, the bent knee. We'll bring the left hand to the right knee. Inhale the right arm over the ear. And exhale, reaching across the body. Left shoulder comes toward the thigh, keeping the torso facing the wall instead of tipping toward the mat. Rooting through that right hip, reaching through the fingertips. And with your next inhale, lift up tall. Planting that right hand toward the mat or onto the mat. Left arm extends over the left leg. Again, you can keep the hips down, bringing that left arm over the ear, opening the left side of the body, or lifting onto the hand and knee, opening here. And with your next exhale, gently lower back down. Let's come back to a cross-legged position. Sending the spine up tall, shoulders are back and down. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, drop the right ear over the right shoulder. Tuck that right shoulder back and down. Breathing into the left side of the neck. You can stay here, or if it feels okay, you could bring the left arm across the low back, helping to drop that shoulder down a little more. And if it feels okay, you could reach the right arm out to the side, bend at the elbow, resting the right hand on the left ear without pulling. Heart stays lifted as you soften and lengthen through the left side of the neck. With your next inhale, release the right arm, lifting the head back to center. And exhale, bringing the left arm back. Take another breath in and out. Inhale, lengthening through the crown of the head. Exhale, dropping the left ear over the left shoulder blade tucks back and down. Breathing into the right side of the neck. Allowing it to soften and open. If it feels okay, you could bring your right arm across the low back. And if it feels okay, you could extend the left arm out to the side, bending at the elbow, resting the left hand on the right ear without pulling. Heart is lifted as you soften and lengthen through the neck. With your next inhale, release the right arm and bring the head back to the center. Left arm, sorry. Exhale, bring the right arm. Just allowing the head to come back into balance. Let's drop the chin toward the chest, keeping the heart lifted and the shoulders back and down. Releasing the back of the neck. Taking a breath in. As you exhale, sweep the chin toward the right shoulder. Hold and breathe. With your next inhale, come back to the chest in the center. And as you exhale, sweep the chin toward the left shoulder. Hold and breathe. Heart is lifted, shoulders are back and down. And with your next inhale, come back to the center. Soften a little more with the exhale. Inhale, gently lifting the chin back to center and letting the breath go. Just resting here for a moment, sitting bones sinking down, shoulders back and down, head stacked over the shoulders, shoulders stacked over the hips. Heart is soft in the front and back. Notice if you're holding on in the hips. See if you can release a little there. Then let's gently bend the knees in front of us, coming to the center of the mat. We'll take hold behind the knees, rounding the spine, dropping the chin, and then we'll gently roll onto our backs. We'll bend the knees, lifting the feet up toward the sky, lengthening through the back of the neck. You could rock your hands underneath the hips, supporting the legs, or bring a block underneath the hips as well. Ankles and knees are soft, shoulders falling back to the mat as you breathe into the belly. And we'll bend the knees, rock the hands out from underneath the hips, hugging the knees in toward the chest. You can rock a little from side to side. And if it feels okay, you could bring the knees in and out, making small circles with the low back. And reversing the circles. And coming back to the center, arms out to the side, palms facing down or bending at the elbows. Lengthening through the neck. Take a deep breath in. Knees stay together, and as you exhale, drop them to the right, vision to the left. Releasing through the hips and spine. And with your next inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, knees to the left, vision to the right. Softening through the hips and spine. With your next inhale, come back to the center. Bring the arms in between the legs, taking hold of the arches of the feet, or you can also bring the hands behind the knees. Lift the soles of the feet to face the ceiling. Lengthen through the neck. Roll the spine out toward the mat. Knees easing outside of the ribs as much as feels okay. Relax the muscles of the face as you surrender into Ananda Balasana, happy baby pose. Gently lowering the feet, bringing the knees back together. We'll lower the feet to the mat. You could walk your feet to the edges of the mat, resting the knees together, or go ahead and extend the legs out into Shavasana. Again, adding a bolster or blanket under the knees if that feels better for your low back. And also covering up a little bit as it's still winter. And even though it's supposed to be a nice day, it's still cool, helping us keep the warmth in our body. So once you get settled, if your legs are extended, having the feet about hip width apart, tuck the shoulders back and down. Arms slightly away from the body with the palms turned up. Relax the forehead. Soften your eyes. Loosen your jaw. If you'd like to receive Reiki throughout the Shavasana, please open yourself to receiving it now. And let the breath bring you back to your heart center. Reconnecting with the light and joy that always reside deep within your heart. Let each breath fill your heart with loving kindness for yourself. Sending that loving kindness to each and every cell of your body. Honoring all of who you are in this moment. Gently begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Stretch in whatever way feels comfortable for you. When you're ready, you can gently bend your knees, roll to your side, and rest there for a moment. And then gently return to a seated position. We'll end with a metta blessing of loving kindness. Please feel free to join in. May all beings be safe. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings have peace. May all beings awaken to the light of their true nature. May all beings be free. The light in me honors the light in you. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. For our world, for our communities, and for ourselves. Well, thank you all so much for coming today or joining me today and taking time for yourself.